Uh, Hello everyone. Here is my usual intro before the actual podcast because I am your local socially awkward bean. And what ended up happening in this podcast is the last podcast, literally I was just laughing the whole time. I hardly talked. But literally I I had my social anxiety consume me. So, one of the guests had to take over and try to keep the podcast going. So that's why I guess this podcast is really jumbled up. So sorry about that, but I hope it's quite entertaining to listen to. I also have a silly outro that I recorded right after the podcast. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in either a live stream or whatever I plan to upload next. Enjoy!
Where shall we begin in all of this?
How about with the stars?
All right, who shall start?
Um, I'll start out the podcast if no one else wants to.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I guess just like everything, let's reintroduce ourselves. Okay. Well, I don't know if uh, Jolly, um, cough. Okay. How do you want to start this, or is there something that you want to first start with, and maybe we can all try to just work together on this.
I really don't know what I'm doing. So.
Okay.
Well, you know something about what you're doing, and that's better than me.
All right then. Well, first let's start with the first simple question. Are you recording?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Um, let's begin with introducing ourselves, okay? So, who wants to introduce themselves first? Okay. Biz, introduce yourself. Who
You
are
might,
you?
you might
What
still be
are you?
shaving.
Are you human? Can you have the ability of to speak?
If you're not there, say nothing.
Okay, well, he's dead. All right, you gotta leave him behind. All right, Jolly, introduce yourself. All right, Jolly. Where do you want to begin on introducing yourself? Who are you? What are you?
Even
Are
though this
you?
is technically going up on a channel, but
All right. Well, then I guess down to me. I am overconfident force. Okay, I got that name from a random name generator. It's fine. Okay. Um, I'm really bad at names. What I do as a hobby is simply drawing. Okay, I'm not a good artist. Okay, but it doesn't mean, I don't draw, even though I don't see myself as a good artist. Okay. Um, I create weird animations. Uh, Now, Hunter, introduce yourself.
I mean, I prefer the nickname Yoshi because the last part of the name does not matter. Greetings, mortals and mortals, fish, cats, and practically anyone else in the universe. Hi, I'm Yoshi Star Hunter. I own a channel which isn't that good, and honestly, half my videos aren't good at all, but I mean, I make them. I do reviews, gaming videos. I've done the CPU tournament in the past. I've tried to do the Let's Plays and quit halfway through. I'm a horrible speaker, and I, for one, accept our graceful overlords.
Wow.
I'm back.
Hi, back. Introduce yourself to us, back.
All right. Hi, my name is Back, and I come from the Shaving Club, and I've just returned. No, my name is Martin. I'm 19 years old, and I'm joining the military in the officer candidate school almost as soon as I can. And I've written one book, and I'm currently writing two more. So really, my life is just training, sitting, playing video games, writing, training, and rinse and repeat.
Okay. Ooh, that's a lot right there. Well, does anyone have any New Year's resolution or something you plan to do in the year 2019?
I mean, I would like to stop being an asshole, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna settle with uh, getting to 210 pounds.
You're
Yeah.
gonna gain 210 pounds?
No, I want to get to.
Um, okay. Um, so how about you, Jolly?
Okay, first off, I go by the name Heart. Jolly is just my festive nickname for now.
Oh, okay, so just Holly. Oh, okay, how should I refer to you as?
Just Heart.
Heart. Okay, Heart. What do you what are you going to do in the year 2019?
Well, my main goal is to finish one of my 3 novels, because uh, I started writing so many books, and I got one that I'm currently focusing on, and I believe I can finish it by the end of 2019.
Okay. Well, I am a very terrible writer, okay? I don't plan on making any books, really. But what I'm gonna, it's a very simple one, okay, of what I'm going to do in the year 2019, okay? It's quit being lazy. Very simple. Just hopefully it's simple enough for me to accomplish this, okay? All right, Yoshi.
Well, a
Hey.
consistent upload schedule would be a good thing to work towards. Um, Other than that, I currently have like a sort of tabletop RPG in the works, which I'm currently beta testing with some people. So I guess my New Year's resolution is to kind of get the system to a somewhat good level where I can actually start writing, you know, the how to play book, the supplement books, the Kickstarter I plan to upload at some point. I hope.
Okay. Whoa. So, do any of you have any predictions on what might happen in the year 2019?
Yes, I have
Ooh,
one perfect prediction, and I
okay.
know it's going to happen.
Lay it on
The
me.
the president of the United States is going to say something, and people are going to get really angry about it.
Uh, to be honest, okay, the president of the U.S., okay, I'm not gonna lie, he's an interesting dude, okay. Lots of people hate him for I don't even know what, but he's very interesting to me, okay, because I have never really paid so much attention to politics, and I don't know if he's the main source of him himself being, making the stuff interesting, or if there was something else. So, Heart,
Hmm.
any predictions in the year 2019? I'll take that as still thinking about it. Well, I mean, I'm so glad you people asked me my predictions about the year 2019. Thank you for asking. Um, I don't know. I don't see into the future, but maybe, you know, the president of the U.S. Okay, he might, say something that, ooh. Well, I'm just gonna copy and paste your answer, Fizz. All right. So whatever you said, Yoshi.
Okay. Um, I predict that the Switch will end up being better than both the Xbox and PlayStation. I also predict World War III at some point.
Hmm.
Considering how the US is going, it's bound to happen at some day.
Well, I mean, I doubt World War III will ever happen anytime soon. I don't think it's gonna happen in 2019, or I doubt it's gonna happen in 10 years or maybe in 30. Okay. Really? Okay. The U.S. Let's begin with that. One of the things that I really doubt that World War III will start. Let's begin with the U.S. president. Okay, who wants to guess how many wars he has ended?
None.
Okay, he got none. Any other guesses? Okay, he has currently ended 3 wars. Okay,
Which?
3.
Which?
Uh, you got the Korean War, which during that time it was in a ceasefire. Okay, another war. I believe this is in Siberia. Siberia. I could be wrong. And the third one I forgot, but I do know there was 3. Okay.
Actually, the Korean War ended in 1953. It was an armistice and a state.
Okay. So then I could be wrong on that, but I haven't done too much research. But anyways, uh, and another thing is, I mean, I don't think he has declared war. I mean,
He's been close to it.
okay, has the current president of the U.S., or should I just call him by his name? Has he started any wars? Yes or no?
No, but he has been kind of close to some.
Oh, I mean, yeah, some of the stuff is interesting. Okay, I mean, as a person who's in the U.S., I don't even know what political party I stand in, but there's like a small part of me kind of like screams out, "Do it!" I don't know if that's just me or not, but I mean, I don't know. So how about this? Let's steer away from politics, okay? Because lots of times, it always ends up in a very heated argument. Okay, can we all agree on that before
Yes.
Yeah.
little? Okay, I won't cuss. Anyways, um, geez, never came this far in a conversation before. I don't even know what else to say. But please, if anyone wants to take the stand on talking, go ahead, do it.
Well, I mean, I can say that what we have today isn't known as a war, it's known as an armed conflict. Because it's technically not a war. It lacks some fundamentals, including a fully armed state sometimes.
And this is for what now?
That was just a quick ending to the conversation.
You still want to talk about? Okay.
I mean, that's mostly because it's not really politics, it's war, and war isn't really politics. If you associate war with politics, then you might as well just say, yeah, everyone is
Whoa, chill, calm down. Okay. This is why I'm trying to steer away from politics. Okay.
don't worry, I am being calm. That's just.
I know, I know. I'm aware of that. Everyone needs to be calm. Everyone take some pills. I don't got any bottles for anyone to sniff. Okay. But let's begin with sheesh, hobbies. Anyone got hobbies?
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, I'm
Mm.
writing 2 books, and I'm really just. I read, I do stuff, I train, I play video games. I mean, everything is practically
Okay.
a hobby for me, as long as it's
These
somewhat.
these books of yours. Tell me more about them.
Which one of them?
Whichever one you're almost finished done writing.
All right, that's it's based in 1944 during the Nazi occupation of France before D-Day. Three British agents are tasked with taking out an Obersturmführer, and obviously they have to wait for the order to kill said person. So they've been waiting for a while, and really we just follow them through this while till they get the order and they possibly complete their mission.
Mm. And how about the other book?
That's at Find the Future, where we have found a deceased alien species which had some sort of technology that used organic material from theirs. And we began assimilating this technology into ours for entertainment purposes. For example, simulations, phones, whatever. But one faction is using it for military use, and it's about these special forces guys who end up being really messed up because of post-traumatic stress.
Okay. Now, how about books that you have released or published?
I've only got one. His name is Sky Hunter. It's set in a um, steampunk world where basically a god decided to say, "Okay, I don't like you humans anymore," and the god began flooding the entire area. So the humans used all of the condensation to build complicated machinery which used this condensation and steam powered their entire cities to float. Um, and it's about a guy named Braylon who has an indestructible friend who he wishes to cure and who wishes to be cured.
All right. In heart, any hobbies?
I'd say my main two hobbies are singing and writing. Others could
All
be
right.
like playing video games and.
So, with writing, what do you write?
Mainly fantasy. I
Can you
have.
tell me more?
Okay, so one of my books is called Elementals. I'm not good at explaining stuff, so.
I mean, you can explain the best way you can. You can be vague. I mean, I'm fine. You can try. Okay. Um, Yoshi,
Yes.
any hobbies do you currently do?
I mean, it's mostly YouTube at this point. That is, I've been doing it for almost actually. Next year will be my 5th year anniversary. Surprisingly, to be honest, I don't like looking back at my old videos because they absolutely suck. But uh, I have projects I've been trying to do for a bit. I recently started doing reviews. My first one, Pac-Man World 2, which came out about, I want to say May, June. That one went down pretty well with me, at least, and I think people liked it too. Not sponsoring my own content. But basically, I tried to do a second and scrapped it, so I'm currently working on my third. Don't mind me, just playing Mario Party in the background. And yeah, I want to do that. In other news, I want to try play different games because I can, and I don't know. Does eh, does does wanting to drive a spaceship count as a hobby?
Uh, sure. Tell me more about you driving a spaceship.
Oh, but basically, my dad, who likes stuff, he got a game called Elite Dangerous and an entire freaking flight control pad to go with it. So yeah, I want to drive a spaceship at this point. And yeah, that's it. Eh, space. I like space. Space. Talk about space.
All right, let's talk about space then. All right, we'll go on from there. So, space. Does anybody have, extra knowledge of space? Your interpretation of it? Claw, Fizz, A.
I really know jack shit about space.
All right, you know what?
I'm sorry, but space it doesn't really interest me as much as our own oceans.
Okay, well, space to me, it interests me a lot, okay? When I mean a lot, as in to the point where I kind of question, those people who point telescopes out in the sky, all right? Now, let me add more detail into this, okay? So there was like a bit ago, there was like a video. It was like, oh yeah, top 10 videos of, of random strange planets, and they begin to describe what the surface area and stuff. And I just wonder, how can these, scientist people like tell what does the planet, especially a planet that doesn't even glow, just reflects possibly light I don't know or blocks sunlight. I don't even know how that even works, but or anyways, how can they tell like what the planet is mostly made out of thousands of light years away? And that alone kind of gets me wondering how accurate these descriptions of these planets are. Okay. Uh, if anyone has any answers for that, please spill the beans. Okay. Because I got nothing.
Well, I would presume they have some sort of scanning device. I can't say for sure though, obviously, but I know that in deep sea we also use probes and other things to scan down there. For example, we use for pressure test, you would plop down a massive device and take it really far down, and you can measure the pressure. I assume that it's some sort of yeah, a scanner of sorts.
A scanning of sorts. Okay, well, that must have been some very advanced technology we have here. Somehow, telling what a planet is mostly made out of extremely far away. So, what else about space? Is there an end to space? How do we know it's truly infinite? I mean, whenever I look outside, it's just black because of what was it, light pollution. So maybe if I look directly into the sun, I might see a star. All right. Um, so, what is the current topic that you people want to bring up?
I mean, Christmas just passed, so I don't know. Christmas, maybe, kind of, sorta.
Christmas. All right, we shall talk about Christmas. Has anyone received any Christmas gifts?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tell
I
us.
mean, of course. I received a book called Red Platoon. It's really good, by the way. Read it. And I received a small pup
Tell me
figure
more
of
about this book.
You want to know more about the book?
Or have you read the book yet?
No, I'm still reading it, but it's really good. It's about
Okay.
Clinton Romachet and his time
Heart.
in somewhere.
Have you received any Christmas books? I mean, any Christmas gifts? I'm sorry.
I got a new gaming laptop. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'll get back to you. Yoshi. Hey,
Yeah, people noticed
what's
me.
going on, Yoshi?
Good. I got Smash Ultimate, best Ultimate.
Gosh, everything's gotten quiet.
Good. I what else did I get? I got quite a bit actually. I got a massive. Does everyone know what Nintendo Labo is?
No.
No idea.
Basically cardboard Lego, which is actually usable in video game. Basically, I got a massive robot backpack, which works really badly for me, not because of it's a bad product, but because I swear it wasn't built for people that are about 6'5". That's a, it's other than that, I mean, I got some VR games. I got some good games. I got some fun things. And yeah.
You have a VR headset. Whoa.
Look, I had when my brother got a VR headset like earlier this year. I just got tons of games for it for a couple.
All right. So, what is your experiences with your VR headset? Is it truly amazing?
Yes, it really, it really is. I've had quite a bit of fun with it in the past, and to this day, when I actually get it, my brother uses it a lot. My dad uses it on the spaceship game. But when I do get to use it, I mean, I've served people mugs of weird stuff in a game called Dungeon Brewmaster. And recently I got I Expect You to Die, which is Puzzle Spy and really, really weird solutions. It's fun. It did. I don't. I have Windows Mixed Reality because that's the only one it runs. That runs on my thing. But what does work with it works a treat.
Mm-hmm. So, this VR headset, have you ever experienced motion sickness at all?
No, it's mostly been sweat.
Whoa.
It can get quite hot under that. But
Sounds
most
hot. Okay.
yes.
So, what do you do to combat the heat? Put a
I
fan
take
next to you?
I take it off for a
Oh.
bit. It's like it's mostly because you have it pressed against your head so much, all the heat is sort of trapped inside and has no escape. I mean, you could slowly jaunt it, but then you can't see everything. It's, but I kind of got used to it eventually. It's great. I didn't mind it, and yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's great.
So, would you recommend a VR headset to a person who doesn't have one?
I would double check your laptop or PC can run it. But if you can and you have a somewhat decent space, it and you like games, it is definitely a unique experience that you should at least have once in your lifetime.
Okay. Well, then. So, any achievements that any of you peoples accomplish but don't really talk about much? Okay, I'll take that as a no. All right, let's begin with music. You peeps listen to music?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
Okay, well, let's list them off. What kind of songs do you peeps listen to?
Most things on the internet.
yeah, I mean, I listen to pretty much everything really. It depends on my mood.
Okay, what about you? Okay, let's get a little bit more specific. Okay, now when you say depending on your mood or you'll listen to anything, so if there was like let's say a monkey having a drum set and it's just banging random items around, I mean, it's no longer like beating the drum set, but it's just beginning to attack whatever is in the room. Would you listen to that as music?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, you're when it comes to music, are you a little picky?
The only thing I'm picky about is EDM and anything really super electronic because I really don't like.
All right. So, well, I really do appreciate, someone asking me the same question, but thank you for asking. Insert person here. So I'm very picky on music. Okay, I sometimes it can be an entire album released by some random person, and there would only be at least one, if I'm lucky, maybe two songs that I really enjoy from that album. Sometimes it's all of them I hate. I'm just throw them all into the void. Don't want to listen to them. Don't want to look at them again. Um, so, what kind of specific bands do you people often listen to?
Generally, some kind of rock or pop punk. I like stuff like Highly Suspect and Matt Mason and Kasabian and Rage Against the Machine.
All right. Well, if you enjoy punk, I also happen to enjoy punk. I don't know if you'll be interested in Dropkick Murphys. All right. I don't know if you've heard of them. Probably not. I don't know. I'm gonna move this conversation on. So, Yoshi Hunter,
Hey.
what kind of bands do you listen to?
It had wide variety. I mean, on the internet, I have listened to CG5 and DA games. Out of the internet, I've listened to Imagine Dragons, Set It Off, a bunch of songs that I heard on the internet, and were like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I wonder what that's from." Like you know those trailers which use extremely obscure music and you try and track them down no matter what.
Yes.
I've had a couple of those moments in my time.
I'm pretty sure everyone has. Now, Heart, are you still with us? Do you still listen to music? And if so, which bands? Okay, I'll take the silence as an answer. The sound of silence, possibly? Okay. Um, does anyone want to, take the stage? Is there any messages do you want to send out for other people to, receive this message and listen to it and do their little thing?
Well, I mean, I guess we can say Happy New Year's, even though it's tomorrow.
Oh,
So,
shoot.
belated Happy New Year.
Well, I mean, it depends when this video comes. Like we could be saying Happy New Year, all of a sudden this comes out January.
Oh, gosh. You know what terrifies me?
What?
Time. Okay. So, everyone, I'm confident everyone here knows this, but of course, time is always moving that one direction, always forward. Maybe if you're lucky, maybe you can slow it down a little bit. I don't know how you can achieve it, but maybe you can slow it down. But I don't know if you can go backwards. Okay. Even though everyone on this planet has about a limited time on this world, okay, some of the people, you got the unlucky ones who haven't been out of this world for more than an hour, and there's some who's been around for 112 years or probably longer. Um, it terrifies me that everyone has a limited time on this planet, and eventually it will come to an end. Uh, could be any day. It could be this year, next year, maybe in the next 50 years. And stuff like that terrifies me because it can be any day or any moment where all of a sudden time, well, I don't know what would happen if someone happens to pass away or what happens in someone's point of view of things. In my mind, I try to imagine what would be like, but at the same time, I begin to overthink things and it gets me all scared and worked up. Um, because of this, I want to at least try to be remembered down in history. And I would say maybe you peeps should do the same. Uh, so I'm confident everyone here is a content creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Fizz,
Yeah. In a sense, I suppose.
And Heart, how about you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I would say this to everyone here and everyone else who is listening. Everyone here, your time is going to end eventually, and whatever you're going to do, please be known for doing something good. All right? And, you know, if you want to do something good, make sure, it's not something small you're doing to one person. See if you can do it to multiple people, or if it could be start as a source of entertainment. Uh, Basically, Fizz, you're writing a book. Heart, you're hosting a podcast, and Yoshi, you're doing game-related content, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Um, so I would say this to people who are listening and people who are here in this channel right now. Keep doing what you're doing. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, feel free to do something new. Okay? Make sure you do something that will have a good impact on you. Okay? Anyways, I have nothing else to say at the moment. So please, somebody, take the stage of speaking.
I mean, I guess.
Um,
I guess I'll do it. I mean, unless Fizz, you want to do it?
no, I was just gonna say I really have no idea what to say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've technically been on YouTube for 5 years now. I started uploading around about, I want to say, February 2014. 2019 will be my 5 year anniversary. I came into this to YouTube thinking, oh, it's gonna be easy. I just make videos, get tons of views, and everything is gonna be fine. To this day, I only have around about 50 subscribers, and it took me a while to accept this, but not everyone is going to find your videos. None of the big creators are probably going to know you, at least at the beginning. But that is completely and utterly fine, at least to me, because I know the people who watch my videos still stick with me, are still subscribed, and to me, so long as they're watching and having a good time, then it's worth it for me. If I can make at least one person happy with a simple, stupid little video I make, I'm happy. I don't ask for everybody to basically go, look, I'm not here just to say, hey, everyone, go subscribe to my channel, it's really good. No. My videos are never going to be up there with the big creators in the sky. But but basically, don't be embarrassed, and and even if things aren't going your way, accept that the people who stick with you are sticking with you for the best reasons. That's how I live my life.
Everyone, go subscribe to her channel immediately.
Okay, I've had this problem multiple times. I am a boy. I am male.
Holy shit. Okay,
Wow.
I'm very sorry about that, mate.
Whoa.
I
Well,
I
I
know.
totally knew that.
I've had this happen to me more times than there was literally a video out there. Basically, just look up the channel with Stage Bots. It's one of the first ones. I subbed in for one of the fights. Explaining this, they called me a girl. I haven't told them yet though, just so they know. Basically, I want to see how long it takes them to realize. Oh wait, I'm a dude. But I know my voice is high pitched. I kind of like saying it that way because I can actually voice Yoshi. I do a good Yoshi impression, but I am a male. I know I sound as female as everybody in the. Just I'm male, please.
Thank you for telling
I'm
us.
very sorry.
It's okay. This happens more than you think.
Now, Fizz, please take the stage.
Well, I don't really know what to say other than yeah, it's great. People do stuff. Just as long as people do what they like, you know what I mean? I think the most important thing is really just that we accept that it might not go our way, but we should still be happy and content either way and do what we like.
Is that all that everyone has to say? How about you, Hart? Do you want to bring something to the table to talk about? Okay. Uh, at this point, as of right now, I don't have anything to, pop into my mind for me to continuously talk about. So,
I have one more thing which I've wanted to get out on the internet since I experienced it. Can someone please tell me why The Lord of the Flies is a good book? No, really, because it was one of the first books I read as a teenager, and it has almost killed my love for reading entirely because nothing happens. Like, nothing happens so much that when one of the main characters you're supposed to feel for dies, I was happy because something happened. Like, can someone please explain why Lord of the Flies is so beloved? Because I don't get it in the slightest.
I don't read much books, so from all of the stuff that you've read, you said nothing really happened, correct?
Yes, most early things happen, but nothing equivalates to, like, you could literally cut most, if not all of it, out the book, and the plot would pretty much be the same.
Okay, I know nothing about the book. How would you explain to someone who knows nothing about this book? Uh, if you say nothing happened, then what did you read? What was you reading?
Okay, basically, from what I can tell, a bunch of school kids get crash landed on this island and must basically live on this island to survive. There's the main character who's the leader, I forget his name. There's a fat kid who is the main lead's best friend, and there's also this guy who is supposed to be the main antagonist and pretty much wants to be leader himself. And then for pretty much the entirety of the middle of the book, nothing happens that equivalates to much. There are side characters, sure, but there's this plot of there's a monster on top of the mountain, and it's never really resolved. It's and even then, after they just go back to what they need to do, and pretty much most of the book is just, oh, the lead is the main character, the main villain doesn't like this infighting, da da da. Oh, there's a plot. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's just a snake. That's not a monster. Or those are just. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. It spends half a page describing a tree.
That sounds amazing.
I think the reason why people like Lord of the Flies is because they're interested in the subject of psychology, and it's a good dissection of the human psyche, and obviously that's very important in psychology. So I think that's why some people really like it, and some people really find it boring.
Fair enough. I'm a person who likes sort of action and I'll take my mystery where I can get it. I like stuff like Danganronpa for a reason. If you haven't heard of Danganronpa, I don't blame you. But it's like Lord of the Flies is just honest. It's like I wouldn't mind it so much if it didn't spend most of the book having no just this. It pretty much has no conflicts really, minus the infighting between the villain and the main character, until the very end, where all of a sudden one of the characters dies, and then they get rescued. It's
I know what you mean. I kind of feel the same about some video games. A really big offender of that, to me at least, was the game Outlast, which is supposed to be a horror game, right? But I was just really bored.
yeah.
Well, so books, all right. I'm not that big of a book reader, but I have read at least one book front to back. Okay, so I mean, I feel like I need at least one person clapping, at least myself clapping. That's good enough. All right. Oh my gosh!
I'm
thank you
there for you, buddy. We're here for you.
Oh, it was a very thin book, by the way. So this book, okay, all right, I gotta have the suspense going up on what book it was. War of the Worlds.
I know that one.
Oh, you've heard of it?
No, I just know about films.
Oh, the film. I've seen the film as well. Not the original, but the one with I think his name was like Tom Hanks. No,
Tom
Ted
Cruise.
Cruz. I think.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Tom
Ted Cruz
Cruise.
is a politician.
Oh gosh, I get confused by those two. Okay, I actually are they related? I have to ask.
They're not.
Oh, okay. So they're not like, oh yeah, that's my father, or that's my brother. Or, no, okay. So they're not. They just happen to have the same last name.
It's America. I'm sure you'll find a lot of people with the same.
Gosh. Okay. You know,
last.
speaking of that, okay, that kind of reminds me. Okay, I don't know if I should say this name out. No, actually, no, never mind. So I have met so many people with his exact same first name. I'm not gonna say what it was, but I'm pretty sure you people can use your imagination. Okay. But insert name here, anyways. Back to the book. All right. Um, War of the Worlds, I find to be an interesting concept to me. The film I have saw first, and a couple of years down the road, then I read the book. I haven't seen the original, but I have seen the. I think this one came out in 2004, and another one that came out 4 years later. It was like a very terrible War of the Worlds. I don't know. I think it was called the second wave or the final wave. I don't know what it was called, but it had the word wave somewhere in the title. Uh, it's one of those movies where I'm surprised it exists and it's terrible. Okay, and I feel like like War of the Worlds is just one of those things where I really enjoy the concept of huge, tall robot machines just walking around, zapping people. People just squirming around like rats when someone flicks on a light switch. You know how rats just run everywhere? I see it as something like that. I'm not saying I do like seeing rats running around when someone flips a light switch up. I'm just saying I find it interesting to look at. Okay. But anyways, the one hopefully this one's the actor Tom Cruise, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay, good. So I don't have to yell at myself after this stuff is over. It was just one of those things where I really enjoyed that movie, and I saw it countless times. I have a physical copy of that movie or a DVD. Well, they exist still. But yeah, actually, since we're on the topic of movies, what's the recent movie you peeps have seen?
The Greatest Showman.
The last movie I saw, it has to be that one episode of Black Mirror called Bandersnatch. and it's basically a completely interactive movie on Netflix. It's really cool, and it kind of mind blowing sometimes. It's really
An interactive movie?
yeah, it's super weird.
Shit, I'm very. Well, what is it called again? Write it down somewhere because I'm interested in what movie this is. But
It's called Bandersnatch. I wrote it in the scheduling room.
okay, I will snort this thing up after this thing is over. All right, because that alone sounds amazing. But anyways, um, let's begin with what is one movie that you people's what's your favorite movie?
Oh, that's tough. I'm split between two from my own country here in Denmark. Um, One is called Land of Mine, as in landmine, and it's about these German kids who come to Denmark after the Second World War, who then need to clear the Danish west coast of landmines and other explosives because they put them there. It's about how we broke the Geneva Convention and how these kids fall like flies and how we didn't really treat them right. And it's a really raw, emotional, hard-hitting movie. The other one I really like is called A War, and it's about a soldier from a lieutenant, I think he is, from the Danish soldiers in the army, I think, and he goes to Afghanistan. And after a really tough battle, he is accused of war crimes and killing civilians. And we follow his road about how the war is fought over there and how the war is fought at home.
Okay, how about you, Hart? Any favorite movies of yours?
No, I don't have favorites.
Okay, Yoshi.
Okay. Now, if you've been around the internet, this is probably going to be the one movie no one saw coming. My favorite film, no really, is the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Why would you torture us with this?
No. I legitimately think it's a good film. Yoshi's good in it. I like all the references in it. Like the bomb is great. Mario and Luigi aren't that badly acted. And really, I think the only reason everyone hates it is because it's a Mario film. Because if you remove everything about it that's Mario, then it's a really good film. Put Mario things on it, and it's not a Mario film. I legitimately think it's a good film. Like it may, I'm pretty sure everyone else hates it, but I will be here defending it till the very end, no matter how much hate I get.
Well, I haven't seen the Super Mario movie. Didn't know there was one until now. So I'm probably not gonna watch it. Since I don't really watch movies based around games. So tell me, okay, everyone, if you don't like this part, then I'm sorry. I have to ask. But what's the plot? Educate me.
Okay, so basically, there are two worlds in this place. There's the real world and the Mushroom Kingdom. In this world, Mario and Luigi come from the real world, and Princess Peach goes from the Mushroom Kingdom into the real world to drop her daughter Daisy off, who's just a baby at this point, to a church. What then proceeds is Bowser killing Peach. Yeah. And then she manages to meet up with Luigi. They fall in love, and then Bowser tracks Daisy down and kidnaps her. Mario and Luigi go into the real world and meet up with Toad. Yoshi's in it and is extremely cute. And yeah, it is basically after that, craziness ensues in classic fashion.
All right. Okay. I mean, that sounds interesting. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing. Uh,
I'm I'm sitting here talking about philosophical movies about war, and she's just like, "Fuck yeah, Super Mario."
well,
I am good Yoshi Star Hunter for a reason.
I heard somebody inhaled oxygen. Does anyone wants to talk? Oh, okay. I heard someone like inhaling, and I'm like, whoa, that scared me. Um, so let's. I'm so glad you people asked me what was my favorite movie. I mean, I really do appreciate it.
This sure is getting old.
Because no one is asking me. All right. I mean, everyone's all quiet, and here I am trying to keep on a conversation going. All right. So the my favorite movie. I haven't been watching newer movies, but most of the movies I've seen were at least more than 10 years old. Okay. So the my favorite movie is uh Monty Python of the Holy Grail. Okay. Um Cough. Don't know what else to say now. Please. Someone someone euthanize me.
Okay. I will ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
What is your name?
Overconfident force.
What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Right, go on.
Okay.
God damn it! Why the fuck are you quoting Monty Python here? God damn it!
Would you rather me do the Black Knight scene?
No. I think my favorite scene is probably the Knights of Knee.
Oh god.
Oh gosh, yes. Can we all get a knee?
Can we all get a Nico Nico knee? Oh shit! Hold on.
I'll bust a kneecap. All right. If you don't say knee. Heart. I haven't heard a knee from you. Can I get a knee? That's all I wanted to hear. Ooh. Okay. Now, favorite television show.
Red Dwarf.
Well, what's that?
Basically, Dave Listed, played by Craig Charles, is on a ship called Red Dwarf with a friend. Basically, he's working with this guy called Arnold Rimmer, who wants to be the high, and Lister doesn't really care. He has a cat, smuggled in on board, which the ship doesn't like. He's told to destroy the cat, but he can't, so he is sent into stasis. Then the entire crew dies due to a radiation leak, and Lister is revived about 3 million years later, along with Arnold J. Rimmer, who is now a hologram, and the species known as cat, who pretty much was, because his original cat was sealed in the hold and got pregnant. And then, yeah. And then later Kryson, who was on a ship and everything exploded. And really, it is crazy. It is insane. There is an entire plot line over them going, like, back in time to get a curry, and then accidentally stopping the assassination of JF Kennedy. To which they then have to go back and fix the assassination. All over curry.
Fix and assassinate. That's. I mean, it's a plot. It's probably not something for me.
There's a plot for people as weird as me,
Mm.
which honestly there are many people. So
Fizz Claw.
My favorite series, eh?
Mm.
Right. Probably Altered Carbon.
Tell me more about this.
Okay, it's a series in this basically fictional future where humans have evolved something called a stack. Now, a stack is a like cylindrical thing that they put into their necks, and that's basically their brain, and they can take it out. Oh well, they can't. You can take it out and put it in another body, and bodies are now called sleeves. So you can, in theory, live forever as long as no one destroys your stack.
Heart. You're probably gonna figure out. You're probably gonna be guessing what I'm gonna about to say. Okay.
Okay, what about you?
Me or heart?
Overconfident.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, it feels like we're skipping heart here, though. I mean, heart. Hey,
It goes the same for movies. I don't have favorites.
okay, okay. No, Fizz Claw, thank you for seeing into the future. Okay. Uh, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay. I love that show. Dark humor. If no one here has dark humor, then I recommend not watching it because stuff can get real dark. But if you're into some uh, dark humor, then yeah, you should totally watch it. But if you get offended easily, then yeah, don't watch it. um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, Yoshi,
yes.
educate me or educate us.
Okay, on what?
What is a topic that you are very familiar with?
Well, let's see. I have a video game channel, so video games. I am very good with video games.
All right, educate us on video games.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the craziest and yet one of my favorite visual novel mystery games of all time, and it is known as Danganronpa. It was originally Japanese, before people basically created an English hack of it, and then the creators were like, "Oh hey, people actually like this in England. In England, why don't we? Or the rest of the world, why don't we release it?" And so they did. It has 3 games, and all of them are cool. The basic premise is about 15, 16, 17 students, depending on which game, are trapped in a certain place. In 1 and 3, it's a school. In 2, it's an island, and they are not allowed to leave unless they do one thing: kill someone else and get away with it. So you get all these different characters because they're all ultimates in some field. You'll get the ultimate baseball star, the ultimate musician, the ultimate pianist, the ultimate supreme leader. Yes, the ultimate entomologist, aka insect person. Yes, I looked that up, and all of them are trapped in here. And at first they won't want to kill, and then the main villain, known as Monokuma, who's a really cute bear, and a dick, and a fourth wall breaker, all my favorite things, basically gives them a motivation like, oh, something's happened to your family. You'll only find out when you graduate. This leads to people dying, and you as the main protagonist have to solve how they died. Why? Because when someone dies, everyone goes into a class trial where all the students get a vote on who they think the killer is. If they get it right, then only the person that killed the person gets murdered in an extremely ironic way. For instance, I'm just going to pluck one out of the air. The ultimate astronaut will be blasted into space via rocket and then possibly suffocate due to no oxygen. But if they get it wrong, however, everyone else dies and the killer gets to go free. So instead, all the cool mystery jokes, all the cool things, fourth wall breaking, tons of happy characters you love, which end up dying, especially if it's case 3 for me. I think I've always had one of my favorites die on case 3. And craziness ensues. Any questions?
Um, okay, yes, I got a question, but it's not related to what you were talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Fishing Simulator?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite part about it? You've played it, right?
I haven't played it, but I think I've seen videos on it. Assuming it's the VR one.
Oh no, VR. No, I didn't know there was a VR simulator fishing.
Yeah, it's got a boomerang fish, which you can throw and it will literally come back to you.
I mean, I'm just saying, I am very excited for Fishing Simulator 2019. I don't know about you peeps, but I'm very excited. Never been so happy in a long time. But anyways, is there anything else you want to bring up? Okay. Fizzclaw.
Video games, yeah. Uh, I don't know. If I would talk about anything about video games, it's about how the communities are slowly changing into something else, and how it's gotten really annoying lately. Just if you just go into YouTube or something and you look at people's comments and shit, it can be the weirdest, dumbest shit that you would just ever find. Now, I think some people are very intelligent, but I also think people are incredibly naive, especially around recent video game development, because they don't really streamline it. We've gone towards something where we create more, we expand on what we already have, but that's almost impossible to do when you start development 1 year. So people blame the developers and not the producers.
The act of, the video game community, or the people changing, to be honest, there is many things also changing. Not just the people, but modern games now. I don't know if it's always been like this. Probably not. I have actually recently quit paying attention to games, but every time that I do look back at a game, there's always something to do with loot boxes or DLCs, and that's feels like it's happening more and more now. I know it's been happening for a while, but it's getting to the point where now people are beginning to complain when it comes to these kinds of stuff of games, people changing. Of course, you get games. There's a game, okay, it's very unspecific. Um, Games that always require online only. I have a bit of a beef with those kinds of games because not only if a company decides to pull the plug on its servers and shutting down the games that people possibly paid money for, or if it's like let's go with Halo 2 for an example, which that game surprisingly still has multiplayer, but it's run by a community. Uh, when companies pull the plug on their game, especially if it was just people who've played hard-earned money for that game, and all of a sudden having that game taken away from them or having the servers shut down and you can no longer play that game when you used to because companies shutting down their servers. I really have a huge beef when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I see it as a form of stealing. I don't know if any of you people can actually see where I'm coming from, or if you people have any questions by that.
I understand.
I
Because
feel like the
Oh,
the
go on.
issue is people that have begun putting microtransactions in a more negative light, and some developers do make it almost a requirement. Some don't, and I think it's more important to focus and support those that don't, because some people are genuinely begging for servers in their games to be playable eternally, but they won't be if they end up not having any funds, not having any money. And if they don't have any money, how the fuck are they going to keep servers up? They can't.
well, if they can, then why not have private servers or servers run by the communities, the people themselves, instead of shutting the game down, not even letting anyone play the game? Now, if it comes to games like MMOs, then that's where I don't even know how that can be fixed, because MMO games now, it's like, yeah, some of them can hold up to hundreds to sometimes a few hundred to 1,000. I which that kind of surprises me on how much, you know, computers can run all those people at once. Um, but some games, like let's go with Counter Strike for an example. And of course, this is never going to happen. But if Valve ever decides to shut down their game or shut down their servers, there's still the community server still being up and running. Yet, I mean, maybe that skins or special little knives. I don't know what'll happen to those, but probably not being able to use them. But games that are run by or servers that are being run by communities, then yeah, CS:GO, a game that's probably never gonna die because of its because of its uh, community servers. Of course, there was like a few others. For an example, like Ricochet, as another example made by Valve. Yeah, even though that game's a very terrible game, and if that game was been released today, and let's say Valve was like a different type of company or a different company made Ricochet, I can't even say Ricochet. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. Then yeah, I'm confident they would totally just shut down those servers. No one will be able to play it, no matter if it's a good game or a bad game. Either game's gonna die. When I mean die, as in the server wise. Um, anyways, uh, anything else you want to talk about relating to game?
I don't really have anything.
Uh,
I'm done.
all right. So is there any messages or something that you want to advertise? Or I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to do this. Hard, is it okay if we could?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay then. So, is there anything that you people want to bring more attention to, such as your own channels, for example?
I mean, I would, but I think I've already done it earlier this video / podcast. So,
Is about
I,
you?
I don't have anything to plug.
Okay. Well, for me, I would just say, um, how long can you breathe? Okay, there you go. Um, how about you, Hart? Is there any possible closing statements you want to say?
Uh,
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna hop into the void. Okay, for I don't know how long, but I'll let you peeps continue this on. Okay.
Hmm.
So, I guess perhaps maybe uh, Hart, or do you want to end this podcast or you want to keep this going?
I think I should end it. I think it's been going on for like what, an hour now. So
Jeez. Okay.
And I thought there was gonna be more awkward.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I fight the awkwardness. All right, it's like actually, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about awkward stuff. Um, but yeah, I was trying to fight against the awkwardness. And it's like, ow, you people try to be quiet. Don't talk. Ah, don't do this to me. Anyways, yeah, I mean, this is some interesting stuff here. I'm looking forward to, coming back.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping a few more will join maybe, and maybe we can familiarize ourselves with each other a bit more, and maybe talk a bit
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, I guess we'll do outros now. I'm Yoshi Star Hunter. You guys been beautiful, and see you next podcast. Everyone else do their outros now. I'm just gonna be the leeway for that.
Have a good day.
Hey, how's it going, man? Please don't leave me. I'm being held hostage.
I'm so sorry, guys. I lost my voice and the social anxiety took over me. I might as well record this outro, my own outro right now, instead of doing it on Audacity later. It's currently 4 a.m. for me. Yeah, I'm talking a lot now because I'm so socially awkward around people. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Overconfident Force, for putting all of that on you. I know I'm the host and I should be talking more, but I really still don't know what I'm doing. But I promise that the podcast in 2019 will get better and better, and I hope that this group becomes a nice, happy family, and we can all talk about different stories. And hopefully there are still new members to come. I shall provide the link to the casting call club that I have for it if any of you guys want to join. Hope y'all had a happy New Year's, because I know I'm not gonna get this out anytime soon. And remember, I love you all. Bye.